1. Prep your mind. Instead of ignoring the fact that on any given day you're likely to run into distractions at home, school, or work, it's better if you anticipate that your focus will be disrupted. What's the best way to do this? You prepare your mind ahead of time by tuning into the real reason why you need to focus on what's in front of you. To begin with, here's how. Start seeing your to-dos as a choice you are making, instead of seeing them as a chore that you must complete. Whenever you interpret your work as a chore, and that can be anything from writing an essay for class to finishing up a status report at the office, you will want to be distracted by anything to get your mind off that boring work. For example, don't tell yourself, "I don't feel like doing anything right now." Instead say, "If I finish this task, I'll feel better prepared for tomorrow, which will make me feel more accomplished about my day." The benefits. It gives you a greater sense of control about whatever it is you're working on. Remind yourself of the initial reason for tackling responsibilities with this question: why am I doing this? It is important to make the connection between what's happening in your life right now. For example, trying to deal with your challenging schedule for the week and the goals you have set for yourself. For example, learning a new skill you can use on a daily basis, or studying for an exam to graduate and start your career. The benefit. When you're connected to your core reason for working, you're less likely to be distracted by your environment. 2. Rewire your habits. Currently, you have a bunch of accumulated habits that are distracting. A habit is an automatic program that runs when it is triggered. Boredom greater than gaming. Hungry greater than eat. Remember this: you cannot delete old habits. You can only overwrite them. So let's overwrite your programming from the beginning. When you wake up, trigger greater than get out of bed, a habit. When you get out of bed, trigger greater than do 5 push-ups, a habit. It's tempting to do more push-ups and get a workout. Don't do this. We are merely installing a new program into your routine. Keep your habits easy to achieve. Here's the key: make your habits so easy that you cannot say no. And yes, habits become triggers too. They can waterfall to a full productive day. But you must establish a strong wake-up routine. This was my routine when I first started. Wake up, meditate, workout, routine, shower. I did this every day for a few months. Once the program is installed and established, I changed some parts and added more. Don't be hard on yourself. Do the minimum necessary to establish the habits. Even if you don't feel like it, at least do 1 push-up and be happy about it. The important thing is to establish the habits in your mind. Today my routine looks like this, and it's much easier to do. Wake up, meditate, workout, routine, shower, waterfall for the rest of my day. So now I want you to grab a piece of paper and write "wake up" on top. Write 3 habits you will do every morning that is so ridiculously easy that you will not be able to say no. Tape this list on your wall. Every day when you wake up, you will run the new program. That's how you get disciplined. 3. Manage your workload. You may have found yourself spending hours on a single activity without taking any breaks. If you have, it's no surprise that distractions can take your mind off what's important. What's worse, you will quickly lose motivation to keep working on your tasks, because it will feel like the work is http divided by endless. It will help you if you learn how to manage your time better. Here's how. When you're working, use a timer to divide up your sessions into 30-60 minutes. The benefit. Your brain can focus in a more targeted and effective way, so it'll be easier to work through a session once you know it's only a finite period of time. When you want to boost your focus on work even more, try the Pomodoro technique. It's quite simple. Just set the timer to 25-minute blocks, after which you should take a break for 5 minutes. Then repeat. And be sure to use those breaks to step away from work. Get some fresh air, a cup of coffee or tea, and a tall glass of water. 4. Turn off your sources of distraction. It's really hard to focus on what we are currently doing because our attention moves to little things around us. Let's take multitasking as an example. You're reading email and checking your Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter feed every few minutes. Sounds familiar? That right there could be a dangerous habit. Did you know that multitasking can lower your IQ by 10 points? When you turn off your distractions, you have a better chance to actually focus on the things that are important to you. Here's how. Set your phone to airplane mode when you need to focus. If that sounds too difficult, at least turn off the volume entirely so you don't feel tempted to respond to text messages or check notifications. Turn off all notifications on your mobile phone. There's no need to always be on and monitor every single update on any number of apps you have installed on your phone. Leave the phone until you have time to read what's interesting, especially after you're done with your most important work of the day. Check your email and social media apps 2 to 3 times a day. Schedule this time in, too. Do it during your lunch break, for example, or when you have a cup of coffee or tea. Let everyone around you know you're not to be disturbed. For example, you can tell your family members, friends, or roommates that you won't be available for 2 hours so they don't interrupt you all the time. 5. Don't get into the crazy vortex of toxic people and social media. Both types of distractions can significantly impact your focus by taking your attention away from what's important. What's worse, they can keep you distracted and out of the loop for hours at a stretch. You can still do something to keep them at bay. Here's how. Stay away from toxic people who claim to be your friends. If you find yourself hanging out with people who don't support you or listen to you, and who are critical or even condescending towards you, they may be toxic. What you can do is be very selective about whom you spend your free time with. Next time a toxic person wants to monopolize your time, just say no. Tell them you're busy. Don't engage in negative banter. You're better off spending time on your own doing something that makes you feel relaxed and happy. Take all those latest Facebook or Instagram updates with a grain of salt. It's more than likely that the pictures and updates you're seeing are not other people's reality. It's the version of their reality they want you to see. Instead, focus on what you have going for you in your life. Practice gratitude for the little things. Stay true to your goals, and don't let others sway you from achieving what you have committed to complete on any given day. You'll be glad that you chose to focus on yourself. 6. Distraction is inevitable. No one can't get rid of the distraction. Even the most successful people succumb to distraction. Have you ever thought how legendary icons such as Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Richard Branson are so efficient? Let me ask you a few questions. You are completely tired. Someone asks you to copy a 300-page novel in a night. If you succeed, you will win $1 million. What will you do? I can guarantee you won't get distracted even for a second if you are not a millionaire. Also, you will be able to finish it in a night. 2. Again, the same persons ask you to copy a 100-page novel in 30 days, and you will get $100. What will you do? You will procrastinate until last week, and here you will take 30 days to finish it. What makes the difference to complete a 300-page novel in a night and 100 pages in 30 days? Reward and time are two factors that help one to obviate distraction. You might have experienced work expands according to time. If you want, let me prove it to you. Suppose a teacher has given you the assignment to submit in 5 days. You are working on it diligently. On the third day, the teacher tells you that he is taking leave for 4 days, so you need to submit it after 4 days. What will you do? You will start procrastinating and get distracted. Definitely, it will take you a total of 7 days to finish the work, which you will be able to finish in 5 days. How can one get rid of a distraction? We always fool our minds by saying there is a lot of time. The only to get rid of a distraction is to purport your mind there is no time. Today is the last day, tomorrow is the exam. One last line on why do successful people not suffer from distraction? Because time is precious for them. They have too much to do in a short span of life. 7. Get proactive about blocking away noise. If your home or work environment is not an ideal one for focusing, you're not alone. We've all had to deal with loud neighbors, construction workers across the street, or living at a busy intersection with traffic noise. What's helpful is to get creative with overcoming this noisy challenge. Here's how. Invest in a good pair of noise-canceling headphones, which can be helpful whether you're at home, in a crowded coffee shop, or at university. You can listen to music that can help you relax and improve your focus. It can be classical music, a relaxing chill-out playlist, or sounds of nature. Get a pair of soft silicone earplugs like these if you would rather work in silence. The material makes them super comfortable to use because they'll adjust to your ear shape and size. They're also ideal if you want to take a quick nap in the afternoon or if you're having trouble sleeping throughout the night.